Hello, ladies. I'm so sorry. So, we've actually been having lightning storms here all day in Minnesota. So, I got kicked off there, but I'm back. So, let me just start over at the beginning. Um, Really, I wanted to bring this information to you guys because I actually did my own little research into this. And what I found was really interesting. Now, I asked you guys a question in our community here about what type of color do you normally like to wear? And what is your favorite color, right? Or what are the colors that are around you primarily most of the time? So what I was finding is there was a lot of blues, there was a lot of purples, there was some reds sprinkled in there. Some people were saying black and gray, and so I'm going to address all of those. But what I found in my research was very, like I said, interesting. And I think it's going to be something that you're going to take a closer look on, not only in your own wardrobe, but the things that you might be consuming around you. Maybe it's the food that you're eating. But let's just think about color for a moment. And when I started to research this, I think this is so cool, you guys, that when we think about color, let's use the example red. So red actually comes through our retina, right? It comes through our eyes and it projects out. And what happens is that color is actually this low frequency. So when we think of red, it's just this low kind of up and down, up and down. And when we think about purple, going all the way to the top, purple is really scattered. It's really high velocity. It's up and down, it's up and down, and up and down. And when we think about our chakras, where is our red chakra? Our root chakra, and it's the one that's closest to the ground, the root. So it should be no surprise that the vibration of that chakra is sort of that slow up and down, slow up and down. And then when we rise up, going up to our crown chakra, it's that spiking. It's up and down and up and down and up and down. It's a lot of frequency, right? Thank you, Ashley. Ashley said she likes my nails. I appreciate it. So it's that spiking, right? So when I started to really dig into this even more, because I had this just little mini wake-up call, or almost like a nudge, if you will, on my shoulder, when I was going through my closet, and I had a lot of red items. And it was almost like my spirit guide or my spirit squad, whatever you want to call them, were saying, hey, pay attention to this because you should teach this. I started going through and I was pulling out different red dresses and red tops and different things like that. And I'm like, why do I have so many red things? Now, I know that I like the color red, but maybe you guys have seen in this community, I had been posting that something pretty big has happened in my life lately. I actually found out that I have a uterine fibroid. Now, I'm going to come in and talk all about that later on when I'm a little bit more comfortable to tell you guys all about it. But what I have been experienced was sort of the build up to that moment, okay? So bear with me through all of this colors and chakras and everything that's coming your way. So I started to go through my closet. I was weeding out all of my corporate clothes, and I was ready to really let them go. I was ready to donate them to other women that could use them and to, quite frankly, get that vibe out of my house because I knew that I was no longer going to go back to corporate America, back to the cube life. It was simply going to go, right? So in an effort to take all those things out, I was like, holy cow, the things that I'm hanging on to are all red. And when I started to look into this, and I looked at the root, which, is at the base of your spine, very close to your uterus and all your female organs and all those types of things down there, it should be no surprise that there's this coincidence, right? Perhaps the coincidence is for me to look into what was happening with my body, which we'll dive into here in a second. So what I'm going to tell you guys right now is just based off some research that I've been doing. And this can be either way. So know that this is not the right answer. This is just right for you. And what I want you to take with this through the question that you answered on what is your favorite color, what do you primarily wear, what do you find yourself eating a lot of that's the same color, I want you just to take a second and just look at this a little bit closer, okay? This is going to make a whole lot of sense in a moment here. So the root chakra, which we've been talking about now with the color red, wearing a lot of red things, and it's based at our root, right? Based at the root of our body. And when it is in balance, when it's balanced, you have a feeling of safe, security that you're provided for. You have a strong sense of grounding, which should be no surprise, right? Being at the root of our body. If it's in balance, you can experience things like joint pain, tightness, especially in your hips and your knees. You might be carrying extra weight around this area too. Swollen feet, insecurity, not feeling safe, something is off. So by me looking at that, knowing what I know now with my own personal uterine fibroid, is that there was something off for me, and I was missing this. It was basically my body was kind of like red alert, red alert. Something was off in my system, and I'm so glad that I went and checked it out, right? So that tells me something was off in my system. With all of this red around me, I think that a lot of the times we get just stuck, right? We get stuck in just not seeing these things. And I think we have signs around us all the time. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to get at with you. Next is your sacral chakra. So now this is moving up from your root chakra into your sacral chakra. And this is an orange. So this is an orange color. And if you are balanced here, you have a sense of self. You have a healthy relationship. Your hormones in check. You're balanced, right? You feel balanced. You have healthy hormones, your healthy reproductive system. You can create abundance like this. You have that ability to manifest, and it's there. If it's imbalanced, you suffer from things like addiction, different sexual issues that might be happening in the bedroom, a feeling of holding up a certain image with yourself, hormone imbalance, and infertility issues. So now when I ask you those things and I talk about this to you guys, is that it's just to be in a state of knowing. Now, you can be balanced and imbalanced, right? You can have slight things that are off in different chakras in your body, but the important thing is to simply notice it, to simply notice the signs around you. So let's move up to the solar plexus, which is our yellow chakra. Now, if we are balanced here, we have this sense of feeling worthy, that all things are in progress. It's warm, it's comfortable. It's sort of like good housekeeping, we're in it to win it. And you keep those safe boundaries for yourself so that none of that negative toxicity is coming in, and you're feeling grounded. You're in a healthy digestive system. Things are moving, right? You have great intimacy. And the other one, we move into the imbalance. So again, we're still talking about the yellow solar plexus. So if this is imbalanced, it's a feeling of lack of self-worth, feeling powerless, people taking advantage of you or your time. Hello to the jobs that, take up too much of our time. Not being able to speak from our heart, right? The inability to forgive. And maybe something off with the nervous system too. Maybe that anxiety, there's a lot of talk of anxiety today and depression and things like that. So take check, right? If there's a lot of yellow around you, you might have to go do some solar plexus work and work with that specific chakra. So now we move up again to green, which is the heart chakra. Thank you guys for all tuning in. This is so great to see all of you. Tuning into our heart chakra, which is green. Let's talk about it being balanced. This is the way you're going to feel if it's balanced. Being in love, not afraid to love. You're open, you're calm, you're receiving. You're able to communicate intuitively with other people. Ability to forgive. Holy moly, if you're eating green things right now, literally, if you're digging into like this healthier lifestyle, lots of greens, lots of I'm looking at my green mineral water right now, and you're diving into that, know that chakra is craving that love, right? That love, that connection, that calm, the ability to communicate and forgive. Oh my gosh, forgiveness is so huge. If it's imbalanced, it's the opposite. So it's that feeling of the closed heart. I think you all know what I mean when I say closed heart. That feeling of that physical disconnection, that fear. Your body's going right into that fight or flight response immediately. Panic, tension, tightness in your chest or in your throat area. So we're moving up into this space. Now, again, this is just for you to pay attention to, of what's happening around you. What are the things that you're eating more of, wearing more of? So we move into the throat chakra, which is that light blue. A lot of you were talking about light blue, dark blue, and purple. So pay attention to this area. I think you guys are going to really enjoy this. If it is out of balance, you could have, if it's imbalanced, you're in that healthy glands and thyroid. Everything's pumping, right? It's working. Ability to speak your truth. That is the primary one of the throat chakra. Hello, because it's in our throat, right? Ability to speak your truth. So you're able to express what you need to say with a warmth and loving tone, and you're able to birth those fresh ideas. If it's out of balance, glands, thyroids, like we just talked about, that hormone regulation that's happening in our throat, the inability to speak up, and the inability to say what you truly need to say when it needs to be said. And we resist, and that chakra closes up. So again, light blue, a lot of light blue happening. Are you wearing light blue? It's to pay attention. Next, we move up to the third eye, right up here. So we're going to be talking about the dark blue. So how many of you answered dark blue to love that you wear dark blue? Maybe you're eating a whole bunch of blueberries or something like that. If it's balanced, you're able to connect with information that comes inside and outside of you. Hello, meditation, right? Oh, goodness gracious. Lord knows meditation is such an amazing thing, right? The sense to be in oneness with all humankind, oneness with the world, oneness with connection, being able to see other people with love even when they're treating you with disrespect or they're being unkind, or you're sitting in a long line somewhere and you're like, it's going to be okay. It's all right. Like, they're working, we're sitting here together, we're simply moving through life. When you're out of balance, that ability to not tap into your intuition, but yet you're right there, right? That ability to not be able to tap into it because of personal beliefs or beliefs of others that have been carried with you through childhood. That tension headache, right? If you're getting those tension headaches, a false sense of what the bigger picture is for yourself. A false sense of it. Okay, so again, if that was blue, just pay attention to those things. And then lastly, we're going to talk about crown chakra. So remember how we talked about in the beginning of this live session that red is sort of that low moving frequency, and there should be no surprise because that's our root chakra. It's grounded very close to earth. And then all the way at the top is our crown chakra, and it's like spiking. And you guys can look up any of these color wheels and color frequencies if you would like to do your own research. I just, like I said, found this absolutely fascinating. The last one here is purple. How many of you love to wear purple? Purple is a lot of the times like the color that gods wore. The colors that, priests, like people that were high up in our world would wear. And purple is one of the things that you're going to find a lot within spirituality because it's right at the top. It's that high vibrational color, right? And there might be a reason why you're being drawn to it. So let's chat about this for a second. If you are balanced with this chakra, you have the ability to tap into the higher intelligence. More easily, you're able to manifest, you're able to bring in those things, you're tapped in, and your other chakras are in line and they're in tune with your desires and your intentions and the things that you're putting out there, right? Those intentions, those deep-seated intentions that you have and want. So purple, right? And then the last, if you are out of balance right here and you're out of balance in your crown chakra, you might be suffering from those horrible, numbing migraines, having nerves or stiff joint issues, feeling alone or unsupported in this work, feeling like you are the only person dealing with X, Y, and Z. And that simply isn't the case, right? So from everything that we talked about, from the root chakra all the way up to the crown chakra, this was simply to get you thinking about the colors that are around you, the colors that you're putting on your body, the colors that you're ingesting. Is there one that you are leaning more towards that is more interesting to you or that is simply showing up in your life? And like I said, for me, I saw a ton of red in my closet. So I had to say, what's going on here? I need to do some digging. And in my process of digging and going to doctor's visits and the things that were happening in my life with this uterine fibroid, it makes perfect sense. It was almost like, hey girl, you need to pay attention to what's happening to your body, okay? And so still going to wear the color red because I love it. And I recommend all you still wear the colors that you love, that look good on your body, that you feel good in. But this is simply to say, hey, just take a moment, take another look at the things that are happening around you, because sometimes they could be nudging you on the shoulder. And if certain things came up for your color today, take a deep dive in. And if you would like to take a deep dive, do not chiming out for you guys. Sorry if I was just disconnected there. Again, we've got crazy storms coming through. If you want to take another deep dive into this and to awaken all 7 of your chakras, I do have a lovely e-guide for you. It's journaling, it's meditation, It is the full package to start at your root chakra and move all the way up through all of your chakras. And I'll post the link for you guys if you're interested in that. So thank you all for tuning in with me. Pay attention to the colors that are around you, that are showing up everywhere in your life. And again, if you want to do that deep dive in, there will be that opportunity for you below in this video. So thank you guys. Again, my name is Shauna, and I love, love, love coming in here and sharing this goodness with you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.